Okay, so in Malone's video, The Future of Work, he talks about how work will be changing in the future in our society. So he opens by saying that it's now possible for companies to have both the economic benefits of big organizations as well as the human benefits of small organizations. So he talks about the concept of centralization of organizations. So what centralization of organization means is that CEOs and the leaders of companies are the ones who make all the decisions within organizations. But he says what actually can help us nowadays in our new changing world is that we start with doing something called decentralization. So what decentralization is that the CEOs and managers of organizations no longer make all the decisions. They get other people involved, lower people, perhaps involved in decision making. Like he shared a story about janitors within an organization that took care of the financial situation within that organization and actually helped them. So he talks about how decentralization gives people more freedom within organizations, and that it has three benefits actually. It increases motivation and creativity among the workforce. It gets a lot more people together with the problem solving within the organization. You don't have the same people figuring out problems all the time, and it allows for flexibility and individualism within an organization. Okay, so he talks about how in organizations there's three different types of decentralizations that you can undergo. The first one is loose hierarchies, and that means that the lowest people within the company, are the ones that make all the decisions within the company. The second one is democracies. So democracies, those are that everybody within the organization, everyone, they all make the decisions. So the decision-making power is shared by all in the organization. And the last one is the market idea. So this is the idea where you have different people within the organization targeting different markets and then reporting back to the organization to see which markets are the best. So you have like people within and without of the organization making decisions. So he said that it's important because since decentralization is becoming more and more popular in our world today, he says it's important for managers to know what it means for their organization to be centralized or decentralized, and that they need to understand that decentralization means that people are going to be making decisions that matter to them. So they also need to recognize that in our world, decentralization is becoming more and more popular, and they need to know that they're probably going to have to do it. They're going to have to figure out which type of decentralization they want to undergo, loose hierarchies, democracies, or markets, depending on their situation. They need to determine when the right time for that is, and they need to understand that sometimes decentralization is not the thing that they need to solve their company's problems. And they need to also recognize that with like the new forms of decision making, that so many people have different values that decisions will be different based on different people's values. So it might not always match up with them. But he said that it's increasingly important that with the shift that organizations are making of having the benefits of both economic benefits and human benefits, that managers and CEOs recognize this and start taking action in moving towards this movement of decentralization within their organizations to make sure that they are more successful and can survive within this changing world.